All right, y'all boys, what's going on? So, back with another video for y'all. Today, I got something quick for y'all, but you know, my last video that I made the video about tariffs and whatnot. And I got a little bit of backlash in the comment section. You know, some people were mad at me for what I said. They thought I was a bit, I guess, heartless because I said that the tariffs were good. But anyway, this video is not about tariffs. I want to talk about in this video why being debt free is a good thing, you know, or let me rephrase that, because of course being debt free is a good thing, but let me explain why being debt free is something that gives you true peace, and why I think this is like, I'm just give you guys some reasons why I truly think you should attain debt freedom beyond just the financial aspect of it, right? So yeah, let's just go over those. All right, so the first reason, of course, and again, like I know I just said like it's sort of beyond the financial aspect, but I think I would be like, you know, pretty stupid to just not talk about the financial aspect of it. So I think firstly, I'm going to say that when you're not in debt, your entire paycheck goes to your bank account every time you get paid, right? Like that's just a fact about being debt free. If you have debt, so let's say you have a car loan, every month you have to make a car loan payment, or you have to pay your car note, and them shits be like $500. So if you have to pay $500 to a car note or a credit card, you got a balance, you got to pay like a $250 minimum payment. Anything where you have to pay beyond your necessary expenses for life, that drains your income, right? So I'm just going to say the number one reason is that you get the ability to have your income purely to yourself. You don't have to worry about paying back a bank or, you know, like a payday loan. You don't have to worry about paying back anybody. You don't have to worry about buying the things that you need for life. Okay, and then like I guess another reason might just be like, and this might be like a bit cliche as well, but I guess you're gonna say like you literally sleep better at night, right? So like not having to worry about like the stress of having to pay these debts off, it literally gives you like peace beyond just like the financial side. Like, and I'm not just sounding clear. I don't want to just say that like on some surface level shit. I'm gonna try to like put up a picture of like a study, because I think I read something about this before, but I think there's literally studies that show being debt free is like relieving to your soul almost. Like it gives you true peace. Like psychologically speaking, it gives you peace. So, you know, that's something that people don't really think about either when they're talking about like money. People don't talk about like the amount of stress that comes from money problems, right? Like if we really just think about it, most of our problems in life, like not myself directly, but everybody, if you just look around, if you're watching this video, people that you know, right? Most people go through problems in life because they don't have money. Like, you know, people say like money doesn't solve all your problems, but it solves like 99% of them, because most of their arguments with other people are about money. Most of their stress comes from a job that they hate, which they only do for money. So like, it's a whole bunch of things that goes into it. But generally speaking, like people, most of their life is revolved around money. Like we don't even realize it, but most of the quality of your life is determined by how you manage your money, pretty much. You know, if you manage your money well, you'll pretty much have a good life for the most part. And then vice versa. If you're somebody who just spends recklessly and you don't ever save for the future, you're going to have a very hard time having a prosperous life. Like that's just how it works. But like, again, it sounds basic when you say that, but that's just, I guess that's not what most people understand. Right. So I guess that leads me to like my next point about like debt and why it's relieving to your soul is like, not only do you have like peace beyond just like the financial thing, but you can also like, you have freedom and freedom to do what you truly want to do, right? Like if you don't have any crazy amount of debt, and I guess let me specify quickly, and I've said this in my previous videos, but anybody that's new watching this, when I say debt and when I say debt is bad, I mainly am talking about consumer debt, such as credit cards, personal loans, car loans, and student loans. Mortgages, they don't really fall into this category, I would say, because a home appreciates in value, for one, and most people need a place to live, right? So I'm not gonna like say having a home loan is instantly bad, because that can be beneficial to your family in the long run, right? But for the most part, everything else, credit cards, car loans, those things are just not really that beneficial to you. And I get people will say, I need a car, or I had to buy these things, etc. And I'm not gonna say like there is no circumstance that ever exists where you can't like be forced to go into debt, I guess, right? Most people are just bad with their money. We're just going to keep it a buck. Most people are just bad with their money. So the people who are good with their money, you have the ability to pretty much do what you want. And let's say me, I'm 22 years old, right? Being debt free, even at 22, gives me like the freedom to do things that people my age can't do, I guess. Like I can take a vacation, pay for it, that somebody my age wouldn't be able to afford because they don't have the cash flow to do so. They have too much debt. Even if they have a good job, too much debt, right? I can buy things cash. I've never taken out a car loan because I've never had to. Like these are just things that like principles, I guess, that I live by. And I don't know. I just feel like that's another big reason. I think being able to do what you want when you want to is huge, you know. And it's beyond just the financial thing, but it's like the peace to wake up and know, like, okay, if I wanted to do something, of course I can't just hop on a private jet or some shit. But generally speaking, you like, y'all get what I'm saying. Okay, and then I guess like back to like the financial aspect of things. You, like I just mentioned, cash flow, right? So if you don't have any payments going out besides your necessities of life, rent, groceries, you know, just basic life things, your ability to build wealth is going to be much higher than like your neighbor. Your neighbor probably got a car loan, credit card debt. If you don't have no payments, bro, you're going to be balling. You're going to be able to stack hella bread, especially if you adopt this philosophy at a young age. And I think that's like I be trying to tell people, like, yo, bro, you need to focus on your money and not be in debt. And I'm not even saying you got to be like, you have to make $1 million. It's not about how much money you make. I think it's about how you manage that shit, right? So I'm like, yo, bro, you can work at McDonald's for all I care, but as long as you like manage your money, you're going to be good. So you're going to be able to build wealth. Like, even if you don't make that much, you're still going to be able to build wealth slowly, compound interest, which is probably like another video I'll make down the line. Compound interest works wonders. So you don't even have to invest $1 million a year to become a millionaire. You can start small, slowly work your way up. And eventually, by the time you 45, 50, you're going to have a bankroll waiting for you. But most people don't ever think like that, though. So, all right. And then I think the last thing that I'm just going to say real quick is like, you just have like a confidence in life in general. You know, like you literally like walk differently. Like when you come outside, you look around, you look at your neighbor, you be like, bro, this dude got debt. I'm not about to even take him serious. And if you watching this and you got debt, I'm not going to say I'm not taking you serious, but you know, like I'm being jokeful, but you get what I'm saying? Like it gives you the ability to look around and be like, all right, like I'm managing my money. I don't owe anybody. I'm not like a slave to anybody. Nobody can call me and be like, yo, Brandon, I'm gonna repo your car, or your student loans is in default, or anything like that. You know what I mean? It just gives you like a confidence. Like you don't have to worry about owing anybody or being held accountable to somebody else with your money. You know what I'm saying? So I think people just need to think about these things more. This isn't like in depth or anything. I was just thinking about this. You know, all these tariffs and shit. People were too worried about the tariffs, bro. And I'm not saying that shit is not expensive, because trust me, shit is expensive. But bro, just manage your money right, and we gonna be good. All my young people out here, we gonna be straight. Just manage your money right. But that's all I'm gonna say for tonight. If you watch this all the way to the end, I appreciate you for watching as always. It's been your boy Brandon Davis. I'm out.